Hey guys, YoungCode43 here today with another car review for you. Today I get to check out a 2021 Tesla Model 3 dual motor performance. It's got a couple of mods done. Let's take a walk around and talk about those. First thing you notice is the color. I don't technically know the name of it, but it appears as a matte gray under normal cloudy skies. But as soon as you throw light on it, you can see it has a very cool rainbow effect that follows the curves of the car really nicely. It's wrapped matte black on some of the top surfaces. Very cool two-tone job. The wheels are kind of like a knockoff Volt TE37. 18-inch. They still have snow tires on them. So let me tell you about the basics of the Tesla Model 3 performance. It's a dual motor, one in front, one in the rear. The rear delivers 283 horsepower, the front delivers 197 for a total combined output of 480 horsepower. That allows for 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, but the owner of this car claims this one will do about 2.9 seconds the way it sits with the lighter weight wheels, which he said are 10 pounds lighter per corner, just the wheels, let alone the slightly smaller diameter tires. So there's a lot of weight taken out of the wheels, and it'll help with acceleration. Ultimately handling as well. Modern competitors for this, well, there really aren't any. The Chevy Bolt is not really in the same class, as it's a bit of a different shape. The Mustang Mach-E is more of an SUV that would compete with the Model Y, as opposed to this, which is the car version of the Model Y. It's not as tall. But man, they look good. They're a bit weird proportioned and all, yeah, but I really like how it looks. Curb weight's like 4,250 pounds. It's extraordinarily heavy, but all that weight is in the floor where the battery pack is. Therefore, the handling is phenomenal. And I can tell you just from the limited driving I've been doing before filming here, yeah, it handles like nothing else I've ever driven. And that's with snow tires on it. Can't imagine what it's like with real tires. So let's look at a couple of details up close here. I'm pretty sure he's tinted the headlights, but they throw a lot of light at night, regardless of that. High beams especially. If you look at the roof, it's actually a couple of glass panels. The top is not as dark tinted directly over the driver, but the second row is one continuous piece of glass that goes all the way down to the back. You can see some very cool defrost lines, and I'm assuming the antenna is built in here as well. There's no exterior antenna on the car. Flows down to a funky shaped trunk, which I'll show you in a bit, and a carbon fiber rear spoiler. Top speed's supposed to be 162 miles an hour. Absolutely insane for the size of the car. This is about the same size as a, maybe slightly bigger than a Honda Civic. The mirror cap really demonstrates what the color does under light. These little side moldings have cameras in them. They are lane change cameras, and you can look at them full time as well. So whenever you turn on one of your signals on the screen inside the car, you'll see what's going on over there in case you didn't check your blind spot well enough. The car also can act as its own dash cam full time. Anytime something is going on around the car while it's locked, it'll film it, and it can send it to you via Tesla's app. There are cameras at the top of the B-pillars. The ones on the sides run, and there's one in the front glass hidden behind the windshield itself. I'm really glad I finally get to check out another electric car on my channel. I'm going to be wanting to check out more of them in the future after driving this around. I let my wife drive it briefly too, and she's like, yep, I'm sold. I'm like, huh, you don't need that kind of power. All right, so you saw me open the key real quick. Yeah, the card is the key. You can also use the app to get into the car and whatnot, but the card is the key. And to use it, you just walk up to the pillar and just brush it right here. I like the wood grain across the dash. It's very nice. It's very simplistic in here. I mean, everything is on the center screen. There's nothing else to distract the driver. But we'll get more to the interior in a minute. So basically, the quickest way to open the hood and trunk is from right on the screen as soon as you get in the car. And there's no like secondary release or catch. You just lift. It's a very large storage space in the front, actually. And you've got your washer fill right up there. Very lightweight panels. You can see this car's also been completely debadged. Normally a Tesla badge on the front of the hood there. And one on the trunk that says dual motor as well. Said it was a funky trunk shape. It extends partway up the pillars here. You can see this car was initially white. But the trunk is absolutely monstrous. I don't have a prayer of reaching the back there. And I mean, it's not as wide as some cars, sure, because like I said, I think it's about the size of a Honda Civic, but I haven't seen another car with that much trunk space in this size class. Okay, now I'll take some time to show you the interior. First, let's do the sound of the doors. These are frameless doors on this car. The windows go down when you open them. Actually, a pretty solid sound for the fronts. Let's start with the back seat. So actually, the front seat is in a comfortable position for me right now, and I am more than sure, we're gonna find out, that I can sit behind myself. It is a bit of a low roof to get your head under. You've got a hanger back here. And like I say, the roof is glass. It's very heavily tinted, but it gets less tinted at the back for visibility. But it's super cool. You can see out at all times. It is really hard to represent here. The garage is pretty well lit. Here, now you can see the light through there from outside. The front panel is less tinted. So it's kind of like you have a moon roof at all times. I'm not sure how I'd feel about it on a hot sunny day, but it probably does a good enough job. You wouldn't really have to worry about it. You have climate vents back here. There are charge ports as well. It's actually running the heat right now, just because it is quote unquote on and ready to go. I actually have my kid's seat back here right now, and there is a significant amount of space for his feet. The back of the seats are hard plastic, which is nice, so they don't get so beat up. The leather does wrap around though. And the front headrests go up and down, but the rears are fixed. It does have a third seat in the center, and it does have tethers in all three positions. You do have cup holders in the center and a pass through to the trunk. No, actually, it does not pass through that I can tell, but the seats do go down. On the door itself, you have your window switch and you have your power door release. But if that battery ever goes down, well, I don't think there's one in the back seat, but in the front, there's a manual release on the doors I can show you. Yeah. So in the front, you have your power release, or you have a manual release right here at the front. You lift up on this to get out. You have Model 3 on the door plates, sill plates. First thing you notice when you get in here is the screen. It's absolutely monstrous. There is so much to do on here, it's ridiculous. The center console is very simple. You've got cup holders, which are nice and large. There are actually some panels hidden in here. You push down on it to release the magnet, and it's actually a huge space down there. There's actually one up here too, which I believe has a wireless charger, or otherwise it's a good phone stand if nothing else. And I was told by the owner, if you're not gentle with how you close this, it tells you to close the console lid gently. That's a fun one. Center console here as well. Lots of space in there. Really nice materials in here, honestly. All the leather feels high quality, even if it's synthetic leather. It feels pretty durable. The seats are uber comfortable. I'm gonna turn on some light in here. That'll help. Uber comfortable, very supportive. I haven't driven the car for too long, but I tell you what, I didn't feel any sort of pain or discomfort, and I'm pretty susceptible to that. You do have sun visors up top, And the mirrors are interesting because you can just flip this down for a, quick look, or you fold it all the way down and you get lights. Strange setup, but I like it. And then they pop out to the sides. They are extenders. Good work, Tesla. And it actually reaches all the way. Self-dimming frameless rear view mirror. That's very nice too. I like that a lot. The pedals are set up like sport pedals. They're aluminum covers. Big dead pedal for your foot over here. The carpeting is pretty nice in here too. The steering wheel is all leather wrapped. Feels very nice in your hands. I think it's the same material as the seats. You've got your horn. Typical American car horn. Wipers are controlled on the left along with your turn signals and brights. On the right is the gear stick. You push the button on the end to get park. You put your foot on the brake and pull down to get drive, up to get reverse, well, up partially to get neutral, all the way up to get reverse. Now let's see how much I can cover in this screen in a short amount of time. So you have like your car status going on this side. This allows you to open the charge port door, which I forgot to show on the outside. So you press that. I heard it pop. There it is. So here you have your map. It's extremely responsive. It's beautiful. I think it's fed from Google Maps. All the detail is there. You have live traffic all the time. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's high resolution and it's huge. Your navigation's right here. Type in where you want to go, etc., etc. There you go. I noticed too just now, if you need a charging station, it'll tell you where all your closest chargers are. Very smart. That's just the map. You've got all the settings for the car in here. Everything having to do with settings for like your door locks, your mirrors, your window locks, glove box opening. Yeah, you open the glove box from here. There's no button or nothing to open it over here. And I can't open it because it requires a PIN number. That's okay. You can actually control your wiper speeds and whatnot from here too. Or leave them on fully automatic. Mirror adjustment is done from here using the steering wheel directional controls. And you can also move the steering column in the same fashion. So you use this. It's a pretty wild thing. I don't know what Sentry mode is, but I assume that has to do with the security system. When the car is locked up, it'll record incidents that happen around the car. I was mentioning that before on the outside. You can change basically the feel of the acceleration, the feel of the steering, how aggressive you want the regenerative braking to be, and if you want the car to auto hold when you're stopped, if you want it to creep like an automatic does when you let your foot off the brake to feel more conventional, or if you want it to free roll like a manual shift car when you're stopped, which is crazy. This tells you your battery status. You can set what kind of charging rate the location you are is using so that you can help it determine how to best optimize its charging. Autopilot is self-driving, and the car currently is set up to just do auto steering on the highway, and you set your cruise control. Basically, while you're driving, you can just press this down once to set your cruise control near whatever the speed limit is. If you double tap it, it will self-drive, slow down, speed up as necessary, and steer within the lane, and do lane changes if you tell it to via the other stalk. You can also have it navigate on autopilot. I am not comfortable doing that myself, but I will try the auto steer. But it's absolutely insane how much stuff this car could do by itself. It's a bit terrifying, and I like driving, and it's interesting. I enjoy it driving itself, but I am still paying attention, don't get me wrong. And you can turn on all your various lights from here as well. Front fog lights. I haven't seen those yet. I'll have to check those out. There we go. Now we have dome lights inside. I was wondering why they weren't turned on. They weren't configured to be turned on. You have auto high beam if you so choose as well. This is just having to do with the screen itself. You can track your various tripometer and whatnot here. I don't actually know the total mileage. Ah, here it is, the total mileage of the car, 37,577. I had not seen that until now. Navigation, safety, service intervals, if necessary, software updates, and upgrades you can do. And that's just the car menu. You also have energy consumption you can track over various amounts of time. This is for, actually I don't know what app this is for, but I'm assuming it's a music/podcast deal. You can turn on your cameras at any time to look out the back or to the side. So this is the rear view on the trunk. These are the two side view cameras I showed you on the fenders. There are so many other things in here. Shortcuts, and you can get to your Bluetooth. You can run Spotify right through the car. You can internet browse from the car because they're full-time connected. Karaoke, I am not playing with this myself, but I'm going to click on it. Oh man. So you could pick various songs to sing to right in the car. That's awesome. And then there's the toy box. There are games you can play on the arcade. Tons of them. It kind of feels like the Apple App Store, I should say. The toy box is stuff built into the car itself. It's pretty cool. You can have it basically be your Bluetooth speaker. You can have it do a light show, which I already took a video of earlier today. I'll make sure I add that in here. It's pretty wild. This is nuts. There are a lot of interesting features in here. You can draw. There's some cool stuff. I don't even know what to do with it all. I really don't. But I don't want to take up the whole video doing that. Climate controls, you just click on the number and it'll show you where air is coming out. And for the record, you don't see any climate vents, but the climate vent is this entire opening all the way across the dash. And it directs air as it pleases. It's pretty cool. But the temperature is either pre-cooling or preheating as soon as you touch the keypad to the door. There are various settings in here I am very curious about, like dog mode. Climate screen will stay on after you exit. So if you leave your dog in the car, this will keep the car cooled, let's say on a hot day, or warm on a cold day if you need to run into your store. Interesting. What is camping? Car will stay on until battery reaches 20%. Okay. You have heated seats in this car as well, and you can actually talk to it via voice command. I'm going to do the fun one. My ass is cold. Driver's seat heater increased. That was a fun one I was told to try, so I had to do it. Yeah, this is pretty wild. And there's more you can do from here too. I'm just showing you, scratching the surface. And the door panels, I notice, are a blend of soft touch plastic on the top, suede inserts, and then leather wrapped armrests with good door pocket storage for water bottles and various other things. I notice you have speakers up here. I'm assuming your Bluetooth microphones are in here next to the dome lights. I'll just close myself in here quick. All I can hear is the hum of the fan for the climate control. It is wonderful in here right now. I know that true range for this car is rated to be somewhere north of 300 miles, like 315 or something like that. It was probably 90% charged earlier, and it showed 244 when I picked it up. We've driven it around a bit. We punched it a couple of times for fun, or my wife did, and I'm going to do it here on video soon so you can see my reaction. But yeah, that's about it so far. It's used some mileage, but nothing to be worried about. Other than that, though, I think I'm ready to take you guys for a spin. I'll just show you a little tour of the inside here. All right, with that, we're going to take the Tesla Model 3 Performance for a ride. That's a very satisfying noise it makes. I have to move the seat back because I got long legs. Seatbelts on. There we go. Okay, so like I said, to put it in drive, foot on the brake. You hear the whir of the parking brake turning off. And yeah, just like that, off we go. I was also reading up on the supposed mile per gallon ratings on these, mile per gallon E, and I believe, if I recall correctly, it's 115 city, 107 highway, which is very high. I'm shocked by even the fact that this has legitimate, like, serious Bridgestone Blizzak winter tires on it, how quiet it rides in here. You hear tire whir at speed, but it's really not bad. And it seals out outside noise very well for a frameless door car. The headlight visibility is really good. Granted, it's really well lit in here anyway. You don't really notice anything strange about how it drives. It's got a very progressive and easy to use pedal. The first 30% is super user-friendly, good for low speed around town, and even a little more than 30%, maybe 50% gets you more than you need to get on the highway. And this car has amazing regenerative braking. You could change it in 2 stages. Standard, which is very aggressive off-throttle braking, where you don't even really need to hit the brake pedal. It'll act as though it's pressing the brakes anyways to put more energy back into the battery. It's significant. Now, what you can't see from the camera there is that there's a section of the screen here that shows the car in a real-time virtual environment, and it's showing, for example, there are stop signs on either side of me right now. It shows them both on the screen. It'll show you traffic lights, railroad crossings, as well as even garbage cans and construction cones along the road in real time, as well as like your white stop lines on the street. It's amazing. It's very cool tech. So I have my turn signal on. There's a section here showing the right fender camera. I'm going to turn this on while we drive so you can see me. The right fender camera's on, and I can see if there's anyone in my blind spot, for example. The silence is eerie, but having driven it for a couple of miles, I really don't notice it so much now. If you notice me looking up, I'm just double checking my roof camera stays put. It's on the GoPro mount, so it's pretty well on there. I don't think it's going to be going anywhere. How very Midwestern of me to say. Yeah, but the suspension is extraordinarily compliant. It rides really, really nice.
I like doing some of the braking myself, so I leave the regenerative braking on low. Little gentle shove into the throttle here. Holy moly. That might have been 50% throttle, and it was faster than most things I've driven. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I could get in a lot of trouble in this thing really fast. So I have a good on-ramp to the highway here, and I'm going to take this chance to punch it when it turns green. This is going to be hilariously fast, so you're going to see my reaction for the first time. I know I'm not ready for it. Holy smokes! Oh my God! What just happened? Oh, wow! Okay, yeah, I believe that 3.1 to 60. Oh my God! I thought my bi-turbo Mercedes was fast, and that did 0 to 60 in 4.5. This is another level. I get the whole electric thing. I do. Wow. Okay, now that I've recovered from that, other things this does is you have lane keep assist. It's showing me a live feed of the 3 lanes of the highway. It's watching a few hundred feet ahead of me at all times. It reads road signs on the side of the road, tells me what speeds I should be doing, and will automatically readjust the cruise control to meet that as well. Really enjoyed the ride. And I know this is Tesla's quote-unquote entry-level model, and I mean, the roads around here are really awful. But the car takes it really well. That's why I was commenting before about the ride, you know? It's really good for low-profile 18-inch tires. I imagine the 20-inchers that would have come on this from the factory are a bit harsher, but not awful. And my wife said to me earlier she gave it a throttle hit. Well, basically she applied the gas pedal, the accelerator. That's the word, accelerator. Also, that ding you heard is when the car is reading the traffic lights and notices it turns green. It tells you when to go. Interesting. My wife said she was doing 30 miles an hour and hit the accelerator, and it felt faster than when she hit it from a dead stop, which is shocking. I really like how this drives, though. Super simple to use and even to get used to. Coming from a conventional gas car, you spend 20-30 minutes driving this, and it's easy, quite easy. The regenerative braking, like I said, takes a little to get used to, but once you get used to it, it becomes quick second nature. Now, whenever you stop, it has an auto brake hold. This one is set up to be in hold mode when it comes to a stop, which is fine. That's what I'd prefer as well. I cannot believe the instantaneous torque and the response and the frickin' immense speed this did as quickly as it did. Like, holy heck. There's the green light, bong. I like it. It's satisfying. It's not in your face or annoying. It's just like, hey, here's your sign. The range anxiety is a real thing. But I know that if I were to own this car, I'd be plugging it in every night to have it almost fully charged for each morning anyway, in a way that it wouldn't bother me, you know? It wouldn't bother me. And, you know, now that we've even just driven this one around a little bit, we gotta go check out some of the others on the market. Maybe the Chevy Bolt, the Model Y, the Mustang Mach-E, VW ID4, something that would fit us for a family, because I have a 2-year-old, and I would like to have another kiddo at some point, and want to be able to fit them both in the car with stuff comfortably. But right now we have that Defender I videoed before on my channel, and that's a big vehicle, and we can fill that up for a weekend away, no problem. No squeaks or rattles. This thing was actually put together pretty well, and I've heard some horror stories about how some of these cars are put together, and I have seen proof of that in other vehicles, but not this one. This one's actually pretty well put together. It's held up great over 37,000 miles, and it feels like a premium car. And I mean, with its premium price, I can certainly see why. Alright, so we're going to try just coasting down a bit in speed. I'm just going to hit it from 45. Oh, shnikes! Alright, I didn't fake that. It punched me in the seat that hard. I just went 45 to 75. I don't know. 2.5 seconds? That's my guess. It's crazy. Well, with that, I'm going to wrap up this video right here. I've really enjoyed driving this thing. So major thank you to the owner for letting me check it out. I had a blast. I've been wanting to review this thing for a long time. Glad I finally had the chance. And yeah, stay tuned to my channel. I've got a couple more videos on the dock. I still need to put together. I've been lazy lately. Sorry, it's been a while since my last release. This is getting me back in the groove again. It's hard to keep motivation with how things are in the world lately. But I enjoy making my videos. I just need to actually sit down and do it. So stay tuned. There's more coming, I promise. And I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. So I'm in a Tesla that's driving itself. This is incredibly strange. Right, Donnie? Just want to give a little taste of the savagery of this little Model 3 performance. Holy smokes! I have no other reaction to that. That's insanity. And even at speed. Goodness. Wow.